Hey, this is Felix.
Hi, Alfred.
Welcome to 4 Decades Apart. Alfred, so have you ever smoked before?
Well, I did smoke a long time ago, and I think I do it when I was in college.
Okay.
Well, I mean, as a young guy, it's quite trendy, to smoke at that time. But I eventually gave it up because for two reasons. One is health risk.
Right.
People always emphasize it's dangerous. And as a matter of fact, your mother didn't like smoking, so I gave it up because of her.
I see. The reason why I asked this question is because in this video we want to talk about the topic of vaping. Recently there are a few news that comes up about there are a few cases in America and also in Canada that there are illnesses and even deaths coming out directly from youth vaping. In Ontario, a teenager was put down on life support after using a vaping device. And also in the US, there are 7 people have died from vaping related illnesses.
Well, it seems like it become a problem.
Yeah, it definitely does become a problem. There's a trend that we're seeing here that vaping has become more popular among the youth area.
So why? Why they're so popular? I mean, what attracted them to do it?
Right. Before I jump into that, I wanted to just point out some trend facts that we found online and a few studies. So in Canadian Cancer Society studies conducted in September 2017, and again the same time in 2018, led by Professor David Hammond of University of Waterloo, among those 16 to 19 years old, there are a stunning increase in 74% over the year.
It's a big jump.
It's a big jump from 8.4% to 14.6%. That's for Canada. And for the US, and another report, late 2018 National Institute of Health survey, which tracks substance among American adolescents, it found the number of high school seniors who said they vape nicotine in the past 30 days has doubled since 2017. From 11% to nearly 21%.
Wow, there's another significant increase.
Right. So across North America, we're seeing a trend of like almost double among the youth. They're vaping.
Yeah.
Over the last few years. So to answer your question, what really attracts youth doing this, right? This particular product that we found online and we did a little research online, it's almost become like a big trend of it took almost over 70% of the market share among the vaping industry over the 4 years since its launch in 2015.
It's becoming a big business.
It becomes a big business.
I see.
And you know what that reminds me, that product? It reminds me Apple when they first released iPhone.
I see.
Right? When smartphone has been there for since maybe like 2000, and you start to see like touchscreen phones, you start to see full screen phones and all that, and nothing really changed, like the use of smartphone until iPhone just pops, like boom, like Steve Jobs was like, hey, here's the iPhone, right? That is when people start so much awareness of what smartphones are and become a trend.
I see.
Right?
I see.
And compared to this tech product that we're talking about, it looks like a tech product to you people already have. This product we call Jewel. That's the brand called Jewel. Yeah. One of the designer of that product is actually an ex-Apple designer.
Oh my God!
So it knows how to hook the youth with technology to get to know. It's actually really trendy. Like you can actually charge it using like a USB, and it's like a little thumbstick. It's like a USB stick that you can just plug in. Like if you don't know the product well, you literally think it's a USB stick.
So I will misuse UBS.
Yeah.
Vaping.
You know, I was reading the news. It's really interesting. The students was telling the teacher was saying like, oh, we need to charge our USB stick, and the teacher allowed them to just plug it into their laptop, not knowing that actually it's a vaping device.
Okay.
So it's a really interesting trend that we're seeing, and it's just changed the way people look in vaping, right? It's almost like a trending thing. Like if you don't have it, it's
So some kind of a fashion now.
It's almost some kind of fashion. You almost have to have it like smartphone back then, and it's really to use. Like you just bought a device, and all you have to do, like instead of the traditional vaping device, you have to like refill the liquid, and you have to like pull things apart and bake. This is like a little tiny device. All you have to do is you turn it on, just one button turn on, and put in the juice, and put in the mouthpiece, and that's it. You can start vaping from there.
Okay.
To refill it, you just have to switch out the pot and replace the pot. Super easy.
So user-friendly.
Very user-friendly. Like I don't know, in a good way or in a bad way. You get what I mean? Like it's very user-friendly.
From the manufacturing side of it, so long it sells fast.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's right. What makes it so trendy as well is also the variety of flavors, right? You got like so much flavors, like different kind of juice, and it's actually a survey study that Adam Gottsten, director of UNC Tobacco Intervention Programs, they surveyed 51 studies on e-cigarettes and flavor in a systematic review, and the review shows that e-cigarette flavors appear to motivate e-cigarettes and smoking initiation among youth.
Of course, I think the other factor is that they think vaping is less dangerous than conventional cigarette, maybe.
Yes, it could be a knowledge thing, right? Nobody quite know what vaping means, right? Like it seems to be very different than cigarettes, although the way of seeing it is still the same, but nobody quite know what vaping implies.
When we are young, when we smoke, we still feel the same thing. I still remember the advertising on one of the cigarette, the cowboys, riding a horse in the meadow, smoking, after a few rides. It's so man,
Yeah.
So
right.
I think very similar to the youngsters vaping nowadays. I think the style looks very trendy and successful, and it's easy to attract people like that.
Yeah. I want to bring out a point that the intention of the invention of e-cigarettes is not meant to be attracting youth and just start vaping. It's actually in a very different way, in a different intention. The intention for e-cigarettes is to provide options for smokers. So at this point, if you're already a smoker smoking cigarettes, we know all these things about how harmful cigarettes are. So vaping provides them an option to get out of cigarettes, and you have this option called vaping that is intentional to get them out.
So it's supposed to be less dangerous than conventional cigarettes. Yeah.
In fact, it actually is, right? According to the president of American Vaping Association, Gregory Conley, vaping is actually at least 95% safer than conventional cigarette smoking.
Oh, I see.
What really makes vaping dangerous is actually the black market products sold by potentially the drug dealers.
So it's a matter of the ingredients that counts.
Yes.
In vaping, I think, other than that ingredient, nicotine, they add a lot of other things, huh?
We don't know exactly what exactly the chemicals.
Yeah, we don't
know.
Well,
there are a lot of chemicals. If you go online, there you'll find tons of information about what potentially vaping that juice might contain in terms of the chemical. But at the end of the day, we're talking about a lot of chemicals that we don't know, right? It could be harmful, it could not be, but who knows? But we actually going through your body, comes out, going through your body and comes out. In normal school education, we talk about nicotine, it affects brain development, it decreases the learning, mood, impulse control, and increase depression, anxiety, right? Like if you jump into like vaping because of you just felt very sad and you have depression, like this probably doesn't help.
Well, when my age, we smoke, one of the main reason it is served as some kind of pacifier. You see what I mean? So when you are so anxious, you are so tired, you are so, you're some kind of a anxiety. worry or whatever, you smoke to calm down yourself. Well, so that's why a lot of writers do smoke.
Yeah.
You know, they smoke while they write.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether vaping serves the same purpose or not. Maybe vaping doesn't serve the same. It's purely some kind of a trendy thing.
Yeah. Just going back to nicotine, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are products, like vaping products, that don't have nicotine. But again, what about other substance in the juice, right? You never know. And we're not saying like, hey, don't vape or anything like that. It's more about, think about what really contains in the juice right now, and there's no study still talk about whether it's harmful or not harmful. So who knows, right? So we talk a lot about youth trending that have a lot increased, more people are going vaping. What are something that we can do to help out this trend and make awareness of this to the public?
I think the government has to do something. Well, one possible direction is to have it regulate, like cigarettes, you know. You have a lot of regulation on cigarettes. Say, for example, you can have advertising in the media. I don't know whether it's the right way to do it, but at least in the traditional cigarette smoking, you have all sorts of regulations. And also, I think controlling the ingredient may be one of the direction. Because right now, I don't know, you never know exactly what ingredient is in the juice.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a food label, you know how much saturated fat you have, how much sugar, how much salt, you know?
Yeah.
If we know the ingredient in the juice, probably is a bit safer, when you choose the particular brand,
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that could be a direction. And the third thing is there should be a lot of education programs. I mean, even the parents, teachers, the public should be taught what vaping is, and so that they know. I mean, how to help the kids to avoid it or to reduce it. Maybe I think that could be a direction.
Yeah.
Instead of like the joke you just mentioned, the teacher didn't even know that USB, is a vaping device. That is some kind of really a joke.
So the thing about vaping is, different countries, different around the world, they see vaping a very different way. If you decide to continue vaping, right, like if you travel, watch out for the regulations that other countries has. In fact, we have a graph that we want to show you, like, where vaping is banned and restricted in certain area.
Right.
Like area like Canada, Hong Kong, India, like they have like really strict regulations on banning e-cigarettes in particular. Different countries see e-cigarettes very differently, so we advise if you go traveling and you plan to bring your vaping device and vape, really be careful about the regulations.
Once they take it as a drug, you may be in trouble.
That's right. That's right. At the end of this video, we want to really pose the questions for you guys. At this point, after you know all these facts about vaping, should you even start vaping if you haven't started yet? Let's say your peers, your classmates, your coworkers are all doing the same thing. What does it imply to you? Does it mean that you should start vaping, or what would you do about it?
Well, I think having said all these things, you realize that it is still some kind of a risk in taking these things. So, I would say try to avoid it,
If you guys like what we do, like what we talk about, social issues, environmental issues in our channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell button, as well as share this video to your families, friends, to really raise awareness of these issues that we talk about. And of course, if you guys have any comments, any questions that you want to collaborate and discuss about, feel free to do it in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. We love to interact with you and talk about these topics. That's it for this video. We appreciate that you tune in. We'll see you on the next video.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
See you. Bye.
Bye.